have thought something good would happen, or you wouldn't have bought a house here, right?
Well, actually, in '84, at that time, I was just perusing the neighborhood and saw a townhouse that was for sale by owner. Got a good deal for it.
Yes, I'll bet you did, considering the circumstances.
It had a
right?
rental. It had a rental unit in the basement.
What was the price? Can you tell us exactly what it cost?
At that time, I'll tell you, my loan was for 104,000.
You cannot find a decent house for $104,000.
In '84.
No.
But I must tell you that I have experienced. I had a dog here for 18 years, and I walked this neighborhood for many, many, many years, and I have experienced many nights when people would come up on me thinking I was a prostitute. I have had.
You would have been a pretty prostitute. You would have been if you were. Not that you ever were.
I had the experience of a tenant in my basement who I began to see the same. I used to call it the element in the neighborhood, the prostitutes, the drug dealers, all the people that I would see, that I would pass walking the dog. I started seeing those very people coming into my apartment.
Oh.
So I ended up
Were they paying rent?
No, they were not paying
That's a
rent,
problem.
but it was a problem.
Yeah.
And I ended up having to get the 3rd District involved, and I did. And I ended up having to get the marshals involved to get him out. And that was the worst that it got.
Yeah, you have some friends here too, by the way. Right? You have a friend? Would you like to introduce your friend? Is she coming? Is she part of the neighborhood?
She may not want to be.
Okay.
She's not part of the neighborhood.
Oh, she isn't, but she's your friend.
But she's my friend.
Okay. And you're going to see, and it's getting crowded here, folks. You're going to see some friends here tonight, right?
I've seen many friends, yes.
Okay. So, who is your friend back there? You invited her to come and celebrate?
I invited her to come and celebrate with me.
Okay. So, we're expecting the mayor any minute.
Okay.
And you'll get a chance to talk to some of the people. And who you want to meet here tonight?
I would like to meet the developer.
Okay. I think we can make that possible.
And I'm very interested in, and I have been ongoingly speaking with, talking to, because I've been going by here every day.
Okay.
Every day and night I pass by here, and I've been talking with all the construction people. I've been thanking them because this is a huge, huge economic development project in the Shaw neighborhood and in the district as a whole. It has everything that has come to our neighborhood has brought this entire community together. I have put flyers, notes in some of my neighbors' houses this evening, making sure that they come tonight because this is a big celebration for all of us.
Well, someone showed up. Someone got it.
Yeah.
We're going to introduce you to two of the major players in the development aspect, and that's Armand Spike Hill and that's Richard Lake.
Okay.
Okay? So we're going to find them, and we're going to get a chance to share your story with them.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay?
Thank you.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
Okay, good. We assume this much. Okay. We'll get you right in front of this sign right here.
All right. I didn't mean to be next to you.
Okay, gotcha. All right, all set? Something to sign? We're good to see you, by the way.
Good to see you.
All right. Ready? Where's Marjorie? There she is, somewhere. And she's talking to Mr. Spike.
Armand Spike Hill.
That's right. All right.
Yep.
Good to see you, by the way.
Good, thanks.
You look great.
Thank you.
You made it this far.
So far.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful evening, I'm sure, with all the free food samples for so many people around here.
We're very excited about it. This is a relatively big step, but a relatively small piece of the puzzle of the overall project. So it's a little bit less than 10% of the overall development.
But this is really what people wanted to see because it's the market itself, right? And the historic aspects and all the renovation that went on.
So the 1881 market building collapsed in 2003, and we rebuilt all the new trusses and all new structural beams to support basically off the existing walls. These are all reclaimed brick. So we saved all the brick and reclaimed them, built these walls. And so it's actually designed that you can see this almost anywhere in the store. So you step back, you can look through the skylight and see the top of the market, and you can see the tower. So the concept of the old and the new coming together, and our feeling is bringing the market back to life.
Now, it's a funny thing is it costs extra to kind of save stuff in a funny way. I mean, renovations actually cost more than new construction many times.
Certainly, this wasn't for the faint of the heart, and this wasn't cheap. But it's a National Historic Landmark building. And I believe that the project wouldn't have been as successful in its appearance without this building. I think that having this as your frontal and focal point along 7th Street is magical. It's just magical. We're not building buildings like this anymore. And the idea, the ability to capture this building and the history of this building and bring it back to life, and then incorporate a grocery store into it. And if you see what Giant's done, all the prepared foods, the cafe, the produce, their meat and seafood, all the theater and the market. And then you walk all around the rest of the store, and you've got now, a typical store with all the frozen foods, pharmacy, and so forth.
Okay.
Can I get through? Hey, Dad, how are you?
You are, sir?
I'm his father.
Oh, good. Well, he's done a decent job here.
Great guy. How are you?
How are you, sir? Doing all right?
He's done a decent job.
You're happy.
I'm happy.
You're happy.
Today I'm happy.
Yes, today.
Hey, Mr. Lake.
Yes.
Good. Mr. Lake, I caught you right where I wanted you.
Okay.
I'm Jackie Stewart.
Oh, hi.
Hi, did you get my visit?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
Thank you.
But you're never going to call me.
Well, I'm going to.
You don't have a need for my service.
Right now, I don't.
I figured that's what
Yeah.
it was. I just wanted to say,
But I
y'all-
appreciate you coming by.
Sure, and you all did a wonderful job.
Thank you very much.
Amazing. So I know you're proud.
I am. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you for coming over and saying hi.
Sure.
Speaking of people who want to meet you, this is a neighbor, one of the neighbors who
Hi.
invested in this.
How are you?
Hello.
Invested in this neighborhood. Her name is Marilyn. This is Richard Lake.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Hi, Mr. Lake. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm very well.
She's an
Thank
early
you.
resident from 30 years ago.
Oh, really? Really? You were here 30 years ago?
I moved here in 79.
Wow. Well, you
I'm
don't.
sorry, 84.
You don't look
Excuse
it.
me.
You look like, what, were you 5 when you moved in?
Very good. Just made best friend.
I was telling him that I have so much invested in this neighborhood. It has been just a very, very, very long time coming. We never ever dreamed that this
It'd be like this?
This is beautiful.
Well, I'm glad. I want to tell you, we've done developments in a lot of neighborhoods. This is my favorite neighborhood.
Is it really?
Shaw.
The Shaw neighborhood?
Shaw has such a great. The only thing I can say is like it's a soul. It has a character.
does.
It has a history.
The history. The
And
history here is,
And the people here are welcoming and excited.
yes,
Like
we
you
are.
are. And
Very excited.
so it's very rewarding to do work in a neighborhood that you can walk by neighbors and they say hi to you every time you come in. Or they're looking and they say, hey, I'm watching your building.
Yes.
And we can't wait till you open.
Yes.
And it just makes you feel good and makes all the people that work here,
Yes.
all the construction. And we want to thank you guys for putting up with
Yes.
all the construction, because I know it hasn't been fun.
Well, I have been by here pretty much almost every day or night.
Wow.
I mean, I have talked to your construction guys. They know me. Literally been by here almost every day. I have watched this from the ground, from the whole up.
Here.
So, and I was just telling him, I have been through so much in this neighborhood.
Good to be on the side.
I cannot even tell you how much I've been through. I mean, blood, sweat, and tears, literally and figuratively.
Right.
I have a rental unit in my basement, and the element that I had a dog for 20 years in the neighborhood, and walking the dog in the neighborhood, and passing by all of the, and then just to see it transform to this is just beautiful. I cannot even tell you.
We're
So
hoping
thank
for
you.
another 30 years.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad. It was so I'm not talking.
Oh my goodness. Well, at least you're an Eastern Division guy. Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Okay. So I just want to say hello. Your name is?
My name is Fred Klaus.
And what's your position?
I'm Director of Real Estate for Giant.
So you had something to do with this project today?
I had a great deal. You're seeing 7 years of my life here.
Oh, very well.
Yeah.
Did you help to sort of decide where Giant should be? Or?
Yes, and I negotiated the deal and the lease to make this happen.
So you've met Richard Lake before, I take it, at some point?
Many times. Many times.
So let me just guess, you've got at least a 20-year deal here, right, considering the amount of money you put into this construction?
I don't think I'm going to get into deal specifics with you, but yes, you can be assured it's long-term.
Yeah, it's a long-term lease. How about that? Okay.
Right.
So what we've seen, though, is that Giant has really come up to speed as far as offering organics as an option. That's almost become necessary because the way that the marketplace is going these days, too.
Yes, it has.
Okay.
It certainly has. We emphasize it here in this store, and we think the community will recognize that.
Indeed. And in terms of just the taste of the food, all those things you take the organics and the health, and then the taste and the arrangement, all of those things really makes a lot of difference, right?
It certainly does. You're probably asking the wrong guy because
you eat,
again,
right?
I'm the real estate guy.
But you eat.
Yes, those things are certainly important to us.
Okay. What can we expect to see out of this building and the usage in the midst of this huge complex that they've got going on here?
Well, you have many residential units above us. You have many residential units across 8th Street from us. We think that this will become another nucleus of the community.
I think so already, just being that we've got a lot of folks here tonight.
It certainly is. And the Shaw neighborhood speaks for itself. It's an amazing place. It's been an amazing community, and they have really supported us all the way through this.
But traditionally, it has had some issues and some challenges in the last several decades, but now it's really coming back, right?
It really has. It really has. But working with the community here has been wonderful.
Okay. Well, hopefully people will get a chance to meet you and realize that you're part of the reason that this has all come to fruition.
Well, I've decided that this is where I'm going to shop, so they certainly will.
Okay, good. All right. Well, you won't have to wear a suit jacket every time. You can dress like everybody else, right?
I might come in jeans once or twice.
There you go. All right. Well, I really appreciate your time.
You bet.
If people want to find out more about other projects that you may be looking at for the future, how do they get more information?
I really can't get into too many of those
it's
because
sort of secret.
Those are sort of a corporate strategy thing.
You got some other things going on, I assume.
We definitely have many other things going on, and hopefully they'll be of this caliber and better.
Okay. Well, I think the mayor might be coming, and that's there's the prop music. So
you should go talk to the
We'll see you up here. Okay.
I want to welcome everyone to your new O Street Market Giant. But I want to take a moment to recognize some very special guests who are with us here today. We will let them come up and speak in a little bit. Mayor Vincent Gray. Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton. Councilmember Jack Evans. Councilmember Vincent Orange. ACN Commissioner Alex Padrilla. ACN Commissioner Rochelle Nightgrove. Director of DC National Capital Hub Office, Marvin W. Turner. Thank all the special guests for joining us on such a special occasion. We owe many thanks today for the groups and the people who put this store together for us. I'd like to start with Richard Lake and his team at Roadside Development. You guys did an amazing job building this store. Our Giant sales team and merchandising team, amazing what you did inside this store to fit our community needs. George Ross and his store team, all the hard work over the last 4 weeks. A special thanks to our HR department and Jody Cans for all the hard work that she put in. It is my pleasure to introduce to you your new O Street Market Manager, George Ross.
Thank you very much. I just want to thank Tim for that gracious bio. Today I would like to welcome everybody to the premier Giant Food Store in the Washington metropolitan area, your O Street Market Giant Food Store. This is international offerings. What I would like to do right now is introduce my team who probably could not get to the front, but I still want to call them by name and recognize them and thank them for all the hard work, the blood, the sweat, and the tears to make this event happen today. Starting off with my overnight store manager. His name is Carlos Rabba. Thank you, Carlos. Non-perishable manager, Jerome DeBrew. Perishable manager, Bernard Johnson. Thank you, Bernard. Customer service manager, Christina Ortiz. Tanya Ham, assistant front-end manager. Grocery manager, CJ DeStrange. HBC manager, Greg McCord. Produce manager, Jerry Cabano. Our meat manager, Valima Sampson. Seafood manager, Daniel Bethune. And our beer and wine bar manager, Nicole Johnson. Thank you, team, for doing a splendid job in putting this together to make this a successful event. Now I'd like to turn it back over to Mr. Tim Baker. Thank you.
We got to pump it up a little bit. Hey, Ben, can you give us some music? They're on break. We got any singers here? Rock and roll? No, I'm just kidding. All right. Giant opened his first store in Washington, D.C. on February 6th. Can anybody tell me? 1936. We've been around for 77 years serving our communities, taking care of our customers, and inspiring people to grow inside our organization. We are very happy to be part of the Shaw community here again today. We do need a couple things to happen. We've got a lot of people here tonight. As you're in the store, before you leave, we have a lot of video cameras. So we're looking to make sure that everyone's spending money and buying groceries today, okay? With the opening of our new store here, we've hired 184 new employees. Out of the 184 new employees, 161 are D.C. residents. It is absolutely my total pleasure to introduce the mayor of Washington, D.C., Vincent Gray, a great friend of Giant Food.
Well, good afternoon or good evening, everybody. What a great day this is. This place is so big that you got to have locator signs on the lamppost back here. Now that really is saying, this is the giant, right? And that's what it will be known as in the future. I want to thank Tim for such a nice introduction. I don't want to repeat everybody's name, but the folks who are behind me, you all know the folks that are behind me. So I want to thank them for their support in making this happen. I want to thank Richard Lake and Roadside for having done a great job in bringing us where we are. And I know, Alex Padro, this is a great day for you and all the work you did to make this happen. You know, this is a continuing affirmation of how alive our city is in the District of Columbia. We put together something called a rankings card, and I'm not going to go over all of these things, but the thing at the very top that is exciting to me is that we are now the #1 strongest economy in the United States of America. And it's because of places like this, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second Giant that we've opened this year. We opened one at 3rd and H, Northeast, and we got a third one we're working on. I'm not sure, that's Newark Street, right? Is that right? Newark Street? Tim, is that right? Yeah. Newark Street? Yeah. When will that be open? Okay. In any event, we're glad to see the Giant is back in the District of Columbia, back a part of our community in the District of Columbia. Always has been. There's some stores outside, but they realize now this is the place to be. And frankly, to be able to hear that of 184 employees, 160 of them live in the District of Columbia. Isn't that great news, ladies and gentlemen? You know, we have a 5-year economic development plan that we are working hard on. A plan that says we're going to create 100,000 new jobs over the next 5 years. This is year 1. we're going to have a report card soon on that, and I hope we can have it here, Richard, somewhere in the immediate vicinity, because this is where we kicked it off a year ago. 100,000 new jobs and $1 billion in new tax revenue over the next 5 years. That will create the amenities in this city that we want to see for everybody to be able to remain in the city and do their shopping, and also create the money that we need to support the services that we want in the District of Columbia. One of the things that we announced yesterday that this will be very much a part of is we are putting $187 million into affordable housing in the District of Columbia so that the people who want to stay in this city will be able to stay in the District of Columbia and won't feel the need to leave. We are adding 1,200 new people a month in the District of Columbia, and we want them not to drive out the people who are already here. We need more housing to be able to create those opportunities for people to increase the population and stay in the nation's capital. So thank you to everybody who made this happen. This is a great moment. This has got to be the largest grocery store in the District of Columbia. I don't even know if you can call it a grocery store. This is a social experience. If you want a social experience, you want to spend your day, go to the Giant at O Street Market, because you will have a great time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mayor. It is my pleasure to introduce our long-serving representative who always stands up for the people of the District of Columbia, Congressional Representative Eleanor Holmes Norton.
Okay, Giant, you've done it this time. You have finally created a giant that lives up to your name. This is a giant of a store. I've heard this market called a number of names. They call it My Market and My Giant. I like to call it the Marvelous Giant. But I must say, if there is any market in the city that should have the hubris to call itself what this market has also been called, the nation's capital grocer, I think that the Giant at O Street has the right to that name. And let me tell you why. This was the first real market in the District of Columbia. It put a roof over the heads of residents, the first to put a roof over the heads of residents when they went shopping for groceries. Now, it looked a little different from what it looks right now, but it was in this central location. It was not so central at the time, I'm told, because this became part of downtown, but the L'Enfant City stopped at Florida Avenue, so when you put the market here, it signaled that the district was growing into residential neighborhoods. And so we know what that neighborhood was. It was Shaw. And we know that the market was the O Street Market. Well, Shaw grew and Shaw changed, but it has never had a true anchor until today. The Giant Market at O has given Shaw an anchor worthy of our historic Shaw neighborhood. Now, all's well that ends well. I was pleased to work with Roadside Development when along the way we had some dealings with HUD, and I appreciate that HUD worked with us so that the loan and the financing for this development could continue. What we're looking at here, we have to understand, is a development. This is part of a wonderful development with senior housing, with market rate apartments, with condos, a hotel, and more retail even than what we see here. But this is the centerpiece. This market is the centerpiece. So to the residents of the city at Market O, I want to say this. I recognize that you could, especially now that the market has opened, that the Giant is available to you, we recognize that you could live quite well in this city, within the city, without visiting the rest of us in Washington. We love your new city within a city too, and we intend to visit you. I only hope that you remember, when you see all of the amenities that are now available to you, that there is the rest of Washington, and that you will be tempted to leave this marvelous city within a city with its own market and visit the rest of Washington sometime. Congratulations to Rosebud Development, to the Giant, and to all of you.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce Shaw Neighborhood Representative of Ward 6, D.C. Council Member Tommy Wells.
Well, you know, this is three things over and over and over. Amazing, exciting, and I never thought it would happen. Amazing and exciting because you can look around and see what this has been transformed into. Never thought it would happen for a lot of different reasons. We've heard about that terrible shooting back in 1994. We remember what the market looked like before it closed. We remember that night in February of 2003 when that snowstorm caved in the roof of the building. And we actually have Curtis Mosey here, who's videotaping today's event, that was out there with me that night, videotaping the aftermath, and actually has the collapse of the roof on videotape. The 2008 world financial crisis, certain other challenges in terms of financing. But the folks at Roadside and Giant were true to their promises, and they've gotten us here today. As a historian, can't miss the opportunity to have a little teachable moment. Number one, I don't want to have anybody say that once upon a time, the O Street market was a slave market. It was built in 1881. Slavery had been abolished. So that's number one. That's a big urban myth that you hear over and over in the neighborhood. Number two, this building was the center of the community. This was where every household had to come every day to get food, to be able to prepare for their meals. There were no supermarkets. There was no refrigeration. So every day, somebody from your household came here to get the food that would be on your table that night. It was also where you got information. You know, in the days before radio and television, a lot of people couldn't afford a newspaper. They came to the market to find out what was happening every day. And it was also a center of employment. And those things have returned to the new City Market at O Street Market, in this building that people thought could not be saved, people thought would have to be demolished after the roof caved in. But we're in an individual landmark on the National Register and an individual landmark on the D.C. Register of Historic Sites. This was too important a building for us to lose. And wasn't that the right decision to make? Look what we've got today. We've got people from the neighborhood working here, like Tori Burns, who's a volunteer across the street at the Recreation Center. We've got people like Letha Blunt. Ms. Blunt, raise your hand. Ms. Blunt was here in 1979 when the first Giant opened, and she's back here tonight. We've got business owners. We've got board members from Shaw Main Street's our commercial revitalization organization. We have other district government leaders. But most importantly, we have all of you, the folks for whom this is the new center of Shaw. So people sometimes ask, what is Shaw going to look like in the future, and in a couple of years? No. The answer is, and what you can tell folks when you go home tonight, I've seen the future, and it is here. Congratulations to everybody at Giant, to everybody in the community that has labored along with the ANC Commission to make this day a reality. And we look forward to many more years of meeting and greeting our friends, not just from the neighborhood, but throughout the entire city here at the new Giant at O Street. Welcome to your new Giant. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the man who made all...
Thank you. Well, obviously, I'm not the man. There are a lot of people that are involved in this. And first of all, I want to thank my partners, Armin Spikel and Todd Weiss. I want you to leave here tonight and understand one word. 1 million man and / women hours went in to build this project. That doesn't include the design time of our architectural and Baronis Associates and all the engineers that thought about this project. That doesn't include all the meetings that Susan Linsky and Armin had in the community with you to talk to you about what you wanted to see out of this project. Harry Stevens and Greg Roll of Clark Construction, I want everyone to give them a grand applause because they made this happen. The people who laid the bricks, it took the bricks apart and reclaimed the bricks and put them back so we can be enjoying this. The men and women who thought about the project, that's what I want to thank tonight. Because it takes a community, and there's nothing more economic development, right, Victor, than a grocery store. And there's nothing more community, Mr. Mayor, than a grocery store where people come together. This is how it all happens, and this is how it comes together. So I want to thank the community because they believed in us, and quite frankly, they put up with us. Because it took a long time and a lot of construction to make this happen. And you guys weathered this storm, and this is your store, and this is your neighborhood, and we're just proud to be part of your neighborhood. So again, thank you, and I'm cutting into Giant sales tonight, so we want to wrap this up so you guys can start shopping. Thank you very much.
I would like George Jones to join me to present a check for $2,500 to Bread for the City.
Thank you to everybody who's closer. Thank you to everyone who's come here to celebrate this opening. I've been here for 18 years in this community, and Bread for the City has been in this neighborhood for 20 years. And we represent people who have a real stake in this neighborhood, people who've seen the transformation sort of up close and personal. They're very hopeful that this is going to be an institution that they can enjoy and sort of revel in like the rest of the community, like the new residents will. And so we're excited about the prospect of being able to have the long-time residents coexist and come together in community with the new residents. And so that's sort of our hope and dream. Obviously, we want to thank Giant and Roadside for this contribution to our work, and we look forward to working with the folks at this store and the residents of this facility in the future.
All right, at this time, I'd ask all the special guests to come up, and we are going to cut the ribbon.
As soon as I get in, I'll be right in the middle.
Thank you, everyone. That concludes our opening ceremonies. Enjoy your evening.
Doris, how are you? It's great to see you, Doris. You're looking great. Did you hear me? I called your name out. You did? Yeah, that's great. Thanks for all your help on that. Great to see you as well. Did you get the film? Good. Thank you.
Got you. Yeah, this guy's important.
Don't worry.
Very important. We found out. We found out. Yeah, we want to see that that footage. Yeah. Mr. Evans, if we can just get a quick moment. You obviously. Great. What's that?
Okay, thank you, George. I appreciate it. Yeah, go ahead.
Just a quick word, Mr. Evans. Yeah. Thank you for being here. Important day here.
Yes, very important day. Well, the O Street Market has been a symbol of the city for years and years and years, and today really symbolizes the rebirth of the Shaw community. We have a beautiful, the biggest giant in the metropolitan region. It's going to provide amenities for all of our residents here, and it's something we've worked for years. 20 years ago, we had a crisis at this site when we had 12 people shot right outside here, and see over the course of time what a change has been made, and so that really symbolizes our city.
Now you've sort of laid a swatch across the city of contemporary development. You're sort of a closet architect, I would imagine, by now with all the projects you've been involved in.
Oh, there's so many. I mean, it started back with the Verizon Center and the Convention Center and the baseball stadium. Those were the big ones. We had a similar experience on 14th Street with Whole Foods, back called Fresh Fields at the time. Came into the neighborhood, and over years things changed, and now it's the most dynamic street in the metropolitan region. I see 7th Street and 8th Street and O Street all having that same type of development.
Okay, thank you so much, and you guys a lot to look forward to.
Absolutely.
And we're going into the winter time here, so it's a great way to start off.
It sure is. We got Kennedy Playground across the street, you know, a new development north of here where Kelsey Gardens used to be, and as you march your way up 7th Street, it's just a tremendous rebirth and revitalization.
Well, people can follow you and all the projects that you're involved in.
Right.
You do this every week, don't you?
Just about.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Evans.
All right, okay. Good to see you. Thank you.
Yes, great. We understand that you have some valuable footage, and that had to do with the snowstorm that kind of held this project up, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, how were you lucky enough to get that footage?
Well, I was actually out that day, and it was a bad snowstorm that day, and I was just out on the neighborhood filming. That's what I do. And all of a sudden, hell broke loose.
Snow hell.
Snow hell, and I was there capturing every moment. You know, the fire trucks were coming in, and the ambulance, and the people were around watching. And it was so many memories of vivid, memories of that building. I got it all on tape.
Okay, we can see that, right?
Sure.
Okay, let's work together and see if we can pull that footage out, right?
Sure. No
okay,
problem.
Curtis, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're going to share that with the world, aren't you?
It's coming. Tell her to tape. Curtis Mosey.
Thank you so much. Great. Let's work on that so we can kind of work that into our production here with you and everything else, okay?
You have a contact right here?
Yeah. I'm going to put this.
Just fine.
Okay, tell us about the importance of this event today. What's the importance of this event today to you?
I'm glad because I was part of it. I helped to get it.
Ah, there you go.
You know, that's right.
Did you ever think you'd see a fancy market like this though here?
Yeah, I'm glad for it.
Yeah? You gonna come here, you think?
Oh, yeah.
You look great, by the way. I just want to say, you and your daughter look fabulous together. So, congratulations to everyone.
I am glad, and I'm glad to be one of the people that had just like to get like people. I like people, and I like my people around here. And, so that's why I'm gonna try to stick with them, do what they say do until I go home.
Go home.
That's right.
We all gotta go home sometime.
She's the longest-running ANC commissioner in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
She started off in Ward 6 with the late Nadine Winters and then moved into the Shaw area in the 80s.
So you remember Mr. Washington, the mayor, etc.? Okay.
Oh, yes, I know everybody that was there. Most of them have gone, but we try to do the best we can. But I'm telling you, we can get strong too.
Sure you can. There we go. Yeah, I know. Strong of mind and heart, right?
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
Well, this is your day.
That's right.
I'll tell you what, I'm buying some snacks for you if you want some of this.
Supported through the years. She was a resident on 8th Street.
8th Street.
Yeah, and she was with Gloria Anderson 64 up until recently.
UPO,
She
you
was
said?
United
Planning Agency.
Yes, and I worked in this community for like 40 years with UPO.
And you are?
I'm Priscilla Francis.
And you've
just recently turned 70 and sponsoring organizations for the Magnificent Seven organizations, and of those 7, she's part of the board of the Friends of the Kennedy Rec Center. She's a part of the Shaw board. She's been on every board you can imagine, even with the Convention Center. She's a part of making that happen. Back in the day, when it was a matter of a fund that had to be developed to bring money into the community to help the young people learn and be trained how to get jobs. So she's a legend. She's a champion. I'm so happy to see her today, and to be here today is another example that all you have to do is fight for what you believe in, and if you fight long enough and hard enough, things will happen.
It'll eventually
so she made it happen. She made it happen. I'm just so glad her daughter is here as well. And George is here again.
Yes.
Known him for like 25 years.
It's good to see you, by the way. It's good to see you, by the way. Okay.
George.
Okay.
So I just want to tell you more about the Magnificent Seven organizations. I'll tell you more about those at another day, because today is the day to celebrate the Giants, and it's opening. But I'll give you more information.
Okay.
But Ms. Brooks is wonderful. And Gwen is the Vice President of the Friends of the Kennedy Rec Center.
Don't go away, okay?
She is a beautiful person herself. She had not missed helping. She knows what to do. She knows how to tell you to do it, and you better do it.
Well, that's a sense of determination.
Yeah, I just this is her time, and I
All right,
just
so
wanted
you
to.
all have got some things to do. You're going to enjoy yourself.
We knew Walter Daniels. We knew the man who was the name of the one. I knew him back in the 60s, and all of that's happened in this development. It's happened because of people who paved the way.
Okay.
Paved the way, and she's one of those.
When you get a chance,
so I want to talk to you later about the Magnificent Seven organizations, because I'm fundraising. I use my 70th birthday to raise funds for those.
Okay. Let's talk about that later. Let's talk about that, okay? I'm going to give you my info. We're going to get a couple of pictures of. Let's get this shot right here. Let's get this. Mickey, I want to see if you did you get about what it was like to work with Richard of Roadside Development and how this means so much to the city. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's been great working with Richard and Armand and Susan. And Armand I actually met 35 years ago when we all lived near Logan Circle, and this is where we shopped. So I know this giant from the late 70s, and to see this transformation is extraordinary between, being at 15th and Rhode Island and being at 7th and D during, when it wasn't as great as this. So it's quite wonderful to be a part of this and to work with the Roadside team on a number of different things, but on this also. And they're just great guys, and they understand what the community wanted. They're willing to work with the community, and they gave them what they wanted. And it looks fabulous. I mean, the whole place looks fabulous on the outside, on the inside. I mean, they pretty much thought of everything. A roof dog park, so the people didn't have to walk their dogs during the...
One thing, though, it needs some art.
Well, we're working on it. I got a whole packet in my thing. We're working on that.
I bet you are. You're working overtime.
You know I am.
Thank you so much, Marjorie Goldberg. Tell us who you are. Give us a little quick introduction.
I'm Marjorie Goldberg. I own the Zenith Gallery and I'll run the Zenith Community Arts Foundation, and been in Washington for a long time, and so just kind of an arts advocate and artsy person.
Thank you so much for the introduction.
You're welcome.
To fit you into the mix, and I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Okay, see you soon. Some big projects, such as a convention center.
Right.
And I assume that you had something to do with this.
Yes, I did. I actually made the initial introduction of the Roadside people to the Atkins, who were the previous owners of the Oak Street Market. And as a result of that introduction, they managed to work out a deal. They bought it from the Atkinses, and we have this great project we have today. And I think it's a continuation of the development in this corridor that I think was created and kind of started by the construction and development of the convention center right down the street.
So how much was the delay when you take into consideration the snowstorm and the caving roof and all that? Is it 2 or 3 years?
I don't know, but complex projects like this, they always take time. So it's not that surprising. Big projects like this, complex projects, and this is a complex project. You got a lot of issues, as you pointed out, when the snow collapsed, you got a lot of historic preservation issues because this building was a historic landmark. So it takes a lot of time to work through all those issues. But I think in the end, I think the community got what it wanted. So I think it's a great addition to the city and this community in particular.
You've grown patience over the years.
You have to. To do what I do, you have to have patience.
And I must say, you're looking presidential, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
In case you're considering running for office after you leave here.
Absolutely not. No,
All right, what's the next big project for Mr. Bailey?
I don't know. You know, I was working with Walmart. I've been working with Walmart to get the stores built here in D.C. And
so that's going to go through, huh?
Oh, that's almost done. You know, the grand opening for the 2 new Walmarts is week after next, December 4th. The one on Georgia, Missouri, and the one not too far from here, First and 8th Street. So I work with Walmart on those projects. So.
Good. Well, thank you so much for being a big part of this.
All right.
This is a good season for D.C., right? As far as construction is concerned.
It's great. It's just a continuation of what's going on, all the great things going on in this city right now.
So you should be busy for a few months at least, right?
People got to hire me first.
All right. We'll put the word out for you, right?
Thank you.
See you soon. Let me give you my info.
All right.
Different types of pizza since Giant now has a review.
Very good. Good to see you.
Volunteer.
Oh, you volunteered to do this job?
Yes.
And what kind of pizza do we have here?
This is the buffalo chicken. So it has chicken and onions and cheese. And it's freshly daily baked every day. And it's a new addition to Giant. They have a pizza bar now. It's new to Giant. It's the only Giant that has the pizza bar.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did anyone want any slices?
Oh yeah, they haven't been keeping up today.
Okay, well I appreciate you trying. Jason, I'm sure you're gonna want to try a slice of this, right? Okay. One time?
Yes, I am.
What did you think it was like when coming together for this big day to do this?
It was really amazing. I think it's one of the biggest stores that we do have, and we have a lot of good employees here, and customer service is one of our main goals for our establishment right now.
So you're going to be working in this location, then, right?
Yes, sir.
Will you get to wear the balloon some other time, you think?
I hope so.
Maybe New Year's or something like that.
Definitely.
Okay. What's it like to work here at Giant, and what's in terms of the quality of the work, the food, and everything you have?
It's really nice for me. I used to be a customer here, and I still shop here. So me working here is a really good experience. I see how they package everything, how everything comes in, and how we're supposed to put everything properly out. And it's really nice. I really like it.
You like the clothes too, right?
Oh,
I mean, this looks good on you, by the way.
It brings out the color of my skin and my eyes.
Oh, you're gonna take care of it though, right?
Oh, always.
Yeah.
Clean it every time we book, every day. We got enough shirts to last, and make sure everything we have on matches our name tags, our badges.
Yeah, you look like a spectacular look.
Well, thank you, sir.
All right, so we have to get a photo of you because you look so good.
Okay, well, thank you.
All right, so thank you again for sharing, Charlie.
Anytime. Thank you.
Still? Yeah, I hear you. But you can try some of the samples today, right?
Everything that I'm trying, I'm buying. I love it. Because I was on my way to Park Road.
Oh.
To the Giant out there.
Oh.
To buy my olive oil, because I do the eclairs, cheesecake, and beer.
You got to taste all this.
Right here.
Yeah.
And this is closer to where I live. You know, when I come here, because I normally go to the Giant on Rhode Island or Park Road, but I will be coming here. Matter of fact, I just realized one was
Look
on
at this, by the way. Let's just see what we have here. I don't know what this means. It looks like money or something. What do you think that's all about?
Bread for the city. Oh, I love it. I love it. You know, they gave me my turkey.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's good to know.
And they're right here. And like, oh, yes. This is just wonderful. It's really,
She's a fan.
Oh, yes. But everything, and they let you try everything before you buy.
Oh, yeah.
And that's good. Yes.
Oh, we even got a break for the city bag. Clark Construction, law firm. Dick Steen Shapiro's a law firm also. Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Built the place.
Yes. And I support my neighborhood. And I support them, yes.
Sounds good.
Really, I'm glad that, that it opened. You know, in there you sit, and everything you get to sample before you buy, that's real good.
Sure.
All your fixings and addings, and I'm a junk food person, but the beer and everything is wonderful.
Yeah, we gotta try it all.
Yeah, but I don't think I can try it all, because it's just everything. Everything that they're selling, you can try it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Sounds good.
I love it.
I'm so glad to meet you, Diamond.
Glad to meet you, too.
So you live in the neighborhood, right?
Yeah, no. I live across
town. Have you met this gentleman, by the way?
No.
Oh, yes, we
Were you at the beer bar?
Good to see you.
The food bar? Oh, okay, yes.
He's got to go.
Oh, okay, yeah. But I tell you, I love it. But like I say, I have no problem traveling the metro, getting to where I need to get to, that serve the community and the people. And I love it.
And
Yeah.
This lives up to your expectations.
Yes, and I've been waiting on it. Everybody has been waiting on it because not only do the seniors need it, we need it, kids need it, you know. And prices are reasonable, you know, and I can say that.
The price is really good.
Price is real good, samples real good. Can ask so much more.
Well, I'm glad you're here and enjoying yourself.
Thank you.
I'm sure you're going to pass the word when you
Oh, yes. I'm going to let everybody know because, like I said, I didn't know. I'm on my phone now, texting. I got my phone in my hand, texting everybody what you need me to pick up. I'm doing my little orders and stuff. Got extra bags.
There you go.
Yeah, you know. But thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
All right.
Hey, don't forget to send me an email so I can make sure you get this, okay?
Hey, you know I will.
Thank you so much, Sandy. Talking right for the city. Can you talk to this lovely lady right here? Who's our spokesmodel?
I'm Carolee.
And how did you get to be doing this today?
Well, I am here representing Sierra Nevada. We've got our classic pale ale and our celebration ale here at the brand new opening of Giant. So just wanted to make sure everyone gets a taste so they know which beer to purchase on the way out.
That's right, and it always tastes better when it's free, right?
Aha! Would you care to try a sample?
If I have to. I mean, yeah, it's an obligation.
Right. So I'm going to start you off with the classic pale ale.
Okay.
Brewery's been around since
Let's hold this up and make sure that people can savor this. And what will we know? What will we notice about this in terms of texture, taste, quality, the whole bit? Color?
Well, you'll notice it's very hoppy. So why don't you?
It's hopping.
Yes, it's hoppy. You're not really going to drink this, are you?
No, but you said it was hoppy.
All right, so this is our classic.
Super hoppy.
We also have our seasonal. This is our celebration ale. It comes out once a year, right around the holidays, and it uses the first hops of the season. So you'll notice it's a little more spicy. I like to call it Christmas in a beer.
Much like you.
Oh. Haven't gotten that one before.
No, yeah, for sure you won't hear it again. Well, that is good. That really is good.
And it's $9.49, so here you go. You can take it home with you.
Okay, well, I'm looking for your credit card, and we're going to make sure we take care of this. I'm really glad to meet you. You're a great demonstrator.
Great,
you do this around DC or where?
I do, all over DMV.
Okay, so food, wine, what else?
Beers, some wine, craft beers.
Craft beers is a special kind of beer, right?
Yeah.
That would be more like a regional or specialty kind of beer as opposed to a mass quantity kind of beer.
Well, right now all we need to know is that I'm representing Sierra Nevada.
Okay, that's all we need to know. I really appreciate your time, and thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you.
Okay, so we want to make sure that we get an email from you so that we can send clips out for you, okay? So you might want to share. This bag here. You want to move? You want to move in? Sure.
Looking for a winner for a Simply Enjoy Food Basket. Okay, good.
Just squeeze in here, please, with the mic, please. Thank you so much.
3, 8, 4, 1, 3. Hold it. 3, 8, 4, 1.
In just the right place so we can get a quick word from you about that. Okay, we get this on camera? Yeah. Yes, there we go. You want me to open it or just? No. You're good. We're assuming that it's actually in there. We want to share the love with the family. Woo! Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Now that I wanted to ask you, are you actually from Boston?
I'm not from Boston. I ran the Boston Marathon.
Oh, so you're an athlete then?
Well, I might have been at one time.
Well, congratulations if you can do it, because I certainly couldn't do it.
Well, thank you.
Are you going to enjoy those tickets?
Yes, very, very much. I've never seen a Redskin game. This would be a big deal for me.
Yeah, the price is right. So it's
And the price is very much right.
What's your name?
John Bean.
We're so happy that you won. We saw you standing right in front of us, so it worked out well for us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, hopefully you enjoy it.
Okay, take care.
Okay, see you. Wait, let's exchange information with you so you can see your... I know you're busy right now. I don't want to. I just want to get a quick word from you to sort of compliment what Mr. Lake has to say about the opening of the event and everything that was said on the podium. Oh, okay. Just get a quick soundbite from you. Sure. I'm Todd. This is Jason.
Hi. How are you?
Good to meet you, sir. Really appreciate. No, you don't have to hold this. I got it. Great. Okay. Turn you around this little way. This way. There we go. Perfect. What do you think of this event tonight?
I'm thrilled. This is exciting. It's a culmination of 13 years' work, so I'm very excited about it.
Minus 2 or 3 years because of the little disaster with the roof and some other things that went on.
Well, you know, we had a completely different plan approved just before the roof collapsed, and so we had to go back to the drawing board and start all over again. So in February 22nd, 2003, when the roof came down, we started again, and that's what led to this plan. So it's very different from what our first plan was very, very unimaginative and small compared to this.
So you made the best of a terrible situation in a sense.
Oh yeah. And then the timing worked out well also. You know, we thought that it would take 10 or 15 years, and sure enough, it's going to take 15 years from the time we started to when it's fully complete.
It seems right just now because of what's been happening with the economy and the fact that so much construction is coming to fruition here on 14th Street and now 9th Street leading up to here.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's interesting. When we bought this property in 2001, we looked at what had been happening in the city, and development was moving east. And as the office development downtown moved east, the residential development was following. So we thought at the time it's inevitable, just a question of when. And what's interesting is it started to happen, and then it was like a snowball. It just keeps growing and growing and growing. So, and I think it'll continue. The city is a very attractive place to live. And I think this neighborhood in particular is attractive because it's a neighborhood.
Now, as we look over here, I just want to mention a little distraction that someone actually won an RG3 jersey, Redskins jersey, as part of the... and that's fun. That's kind of fun that we needed to kind of spice this opening up, right?
Oh yeah. No, it's great. It's great.
So now, I mean, this is a tough act to follow. I mean, what do you do after? I mean, you've got some other phases of this that are still coming together. But
yeah, we still have a lot of work to finish this. We have one building we haven't started yet, and then we've got we've got all the units, the residential units in the hotel that we still need to finish. So there's a lot of work to do.
And I want to say special thanks to Clark Construction.
Oh, they did a great job. Wonderful. Yeah.
And then also our architects.
Shalom Baranis and Associates.
Shalom Baranis, and in particular Robert Sponseller, I think, was one of the architects that was involved in this.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Robert.
You know, I didn't see him. I saw Shalom, but I didn't see Robert. I think Robert may be out of the country.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, he chose an interesting time, but he'll be back, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Right. He was the lead designer and was really.
That's right. We met
really
him.
Terrific.
Yeah. He's a great designer. All right. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
And I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Okay. Great. All right. Hey. Bye-bye.
Shocked. Yeah. Okay. Todd of Urban Revival Media. Oh, wow. Look at you. Are you wearing closet? Oh.
That's my business.
I know. I thought so.
Got a little bit of everything.
Okay. You going to circulate around and come right back?
Yeah, I think
you going to circulate around and come right back? Or?
Yeah, you need me.
Yeah, I thought you might want to, you said you might want to say a word, right?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I'm going to settle this down.
Thank you so much. Okay, here we go.
Doing well, thanks. How are you?
Looks like things turned out well for you today.
Hey, you know, it's a brand new market and got a little nice to-go prize as well.
Yeah, that's really special too because it looks like a combination of breakfast breakfast food and something else in there, and just in time for Thanksgiving.
Absolutely,
Works
yeah.
out real well.
Yeah.
So, what did you think when you heard that you had won?
I was kind of shocked. My wife always teases me that I have this kind of golden egg touch. I won an Easter egg as part of some Easter egg hunt as a child, so there's a myth that I have good luck. So she wasn't surprised when I won it, but I was certainly a little shocked because there were so many people there.
And then the appropriate response is, well, my best luck was when I met you, dear.
That's not. I need you as my relationship consultant, so thank you for that.
That's pretty bad. But I really appreciate it. So what is your name again?
My name is June Jin.
And so do you remember the exact number that you had that was called out?
2742.
Aha.
Yes.
Good feeling.
Yeah, no, but it feels better to be part of this grand event. It's really a special day for all of us who live here in the Shaw area.
So you do live in the area?
I live about a half block down the street on O Street.
So the property value is really appreciated in the last
I'm sure it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have a nice open air market, and for the community, of course, we've gone through some hard times with the O Street market and all that happened to that from the last couple of decades. So
that's right.
So it's definitely a wonderful positive sign for the community, and we're happy for this day to finally arrive.
Indeed, and all the kids too, especially. They're having a good time.
Great event.
You have something here, by the way. I noticed. Is this something for your daughter?
Yeah.
There, is she coming around the bend?
Yeah, maybe you want to come.
And what is your daughter's name?
What's her name?
Olivia.
Hi.
Olivia.
She's got some good drinks, so she's busy right now. But anyways, thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you.
Glad you're having a good time today.
Appreciate it.
You'll figure out something to do with that bag, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Come on over for breakfast.
There you go. Sounds good. I'll take you up on that. Thank you so much.
All right, take care.
So make sure you can get in touch with us. It tells you that. Yeah, no worries. It's all my life. So, no worries at all. So you, you was we're doing a quick video segment interview. Can we get just a quick word from you? Okay, sure. Okay. Okay, thank you. I see you have a beautiful.
Thank you.
That look, it means a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, I saw that.
I do that on purpose.
I saw that. Where do you usually work out of? Are you in this area?
This is my business. I work all over the East Coast. I just got back from Miami.
Wow.
And I'm an international relations clown.
You sounds great.
Transition to the winter week.
Well, they said I didn't have to wear my clown costume, and it was going to be originally Americana. So I was ready for red, white, and blue, and then they said it didn't matter. I could wear whatever I wanted.
Oh.
So every day I'll be in a different costume.
Okay, so tomorrow you'll be here.
Yes, in a different costume all weekend.
Good.
Yeah.
So you're just like a Lady Gaga going balloons.
And more. Yeah, I do a lot more too.
So what's your brand? What's it called?
Well, I have two, Warrior Girl and BB Clown. Are you all set? Do you need any more? Yeah. And you want to?
Why did you pick the flower?
Go for it. I like flowers. I thought it was pretty.
Yeah, it goes with your disposition, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Want a teddy bear? Sure.
Oh, she's giving you an extra bonus here. Okay, great. Great, that's what we're looking for. Thank you.
Teddy bear for you. So, yeah, for 20 years I've rappelled off historical architecture around the world as a performance artist, and in the last 3 years I decided to focus on children. And I just got back from San Francisco, where I'm publishing a book about the Cacophony Society in San Francisco and the work that I did there. And I went to Miami, where I ran into people I haven't seen in 20 years, and with Ovation TV and the actual other clown performances I was doing. But I perform for all ages, in any language, anywhere in the world.
Any language?
Oh, I'm awake!
So you're multilingual then?
Yeah, I speak Spanish and French, and I have phrases in Urdu, Farsi, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, and the kids teach me if I don't know it already. I've traveled a little bit. I spent about 7 years overseas.
So Urdu is spoken in Afghanistan or Pakistan?
That's correct. Depends. I believe Farsi.
I think in Eastern
I get it confused. I have to be honest.
Eastern Pakistan they speak Urdu, and I think they speak something else in Western.
And I don't know. They don't necessarily even tell me when they call me, but when I arrive, I ask the questions and I find out, and then I respond for the grandparents or anybody that may not respond in the language. I may only be able to say please, thank you, yes and no, but it's more than anything to try and connect and to try and say, hey, I know we're not all from the same place, and I think it's more important to try and bring people together, because on this earth I believe we're all one, and without that we can't have love.
You said you repelled from historic architecture, and I remember that there was a group here from San Francisco,
Vandaloop,
that performed on the facade of the post office pavilion.
I would love to do that. My troupe is called the Aerial Action Team. I used to train with Vandaloop.
Look at that. That's great.
At Mission Cliffs in San Francisco.